Hey, welcome back to Big Buck Canoe, where we're going to talk about gluing on your stems today and how to work with epoxy in general. I choose this product, MAS, because it's non-toxic and it doesn't have any odor to it. And for gluing on the stems, I just use 60 mils, one of these full cups of resin with 30 mils of hardener. And that's about all you need. You don't want to make too much because it's really expensive stuff. And to tint the epoxy so it's not clear, I add in maybe half a cup of cedar sawdust, and that gives it that nice color that you want for the cracks and any imperfections that you fill in. So once you've done that, you're ready to go with gluing on your stems. And if you look at the stems that I have glued on, you're going to have a bit of a mess when you're done, but it sands off not too bad. I just coated the inside of my channel with epoxy and then coated the back of my stem. Fit the two together, screwed it on, and then I filled the screw holes with these plugs you can get at any hardware store. And they sand off nicely when you're done, and you just use epoxy as your glue to fit those plugs in the screw holes. So you let it set for about 24 hours. It should be dry enough to sand off. I'll take you down to the other end to see what it looks like when it's sanded. But when you're finished gluing on your stems, this is the time when you want to look at any imperfections in your boat and fill in those imperfections with epoxy. You're going to have little holes here and there, little cracks, pieces of cedar strip that didn't fit together just perfectly. Fill those in, and when you're done, just sand it off. Now's the time to do that. On the next edition of Big Buck Canoe, we're going to talk about how to stain your canoe if you want it to look like a Western red canoe. Here's a couple of samples I've tested to make sure that I have the right color. And we'll talk about how to work with water-based wood stain, because that's what you've got to use for your canoe if you want it to look like that when you're done. So if you come down to this end, you'll see what it looks like when the stem is attached and all sanded down. Here you've got some epoxy in some of the cracks, and it's dark like the rest of your canoe is going to be when you're done. So good luck with that process, and see you for the next edition of how to stain your canoe. Have a great day.